Okay, welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gilbert and am a podcast engineer. I'm excited to bring you another episode of the Aspie Bridge Show with Suzanne Plumey. I do here every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Central. And I'd love to have everybody join us. And to check out all of our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and so on. And um, I guess with nothing further ado, I'm going to bring in Suzanne to kick us off. Welcome,
Hello,
Suzanne.
everyone, and welcome back to the Aspie Bridge, and welcome back to Abundant, Joyful Holidays. And this week, we're going to continue with shopping can be fun. It really can be. Now, I know there are some times that we get a little stressed out, and I'm going to talk about those in a moment. With all the awesome Aspies that are out there in the world who are telling you what autism is all about, such as Paul Micallef in Australia and Samantha Stein in the Netherlands, Sarah Hendricks in the UK, England area, as well as Temple Grandin here in the US, and so many other Aspie individuals who are telling you what autism is. And this is for both men and women. So it's not just late diagnosed women. We tend to have a little bit harder time because of the way we were brought up, and therefore some of these issues affect us a little bit more. But the guys are in there, they're having their challenges of themselves, and I don't want to dismiss the fact that they can benefit from this. Everybody can benefit from this. Even neurotypicals can even come to me and say, hey, do you have a bridge builder who can help me with such and such? And I'd be happy to connect you as well to another coach who has the skill you are looking for to solve a problem or create a plan. Now, I do want to let you neurodivergent individuals know that we're not fixing you. This isn't therapy. We're not here fixing you. We're here to fix a problem that you are experiencing or create a more effective plan so you can go more smoothly into your day and even more specifically into your holidays without a lot of unnecessary stress. So today I'm going solo, but there are a lot of topics that I find that I can pretty much cover without the guest, although I do love my guests. So if you ever want to be a guest, whether you are a coach who works with autistic individuals and would love to come on and help me, or if you're an Aspie person who would love to be connected with one of my wonderful bridge builders that came earlier or will come later on as the years go on, I would love to have you step aboard and ask me, because I'm the torchbearer and I can connect you to wonderful people who will have your back. Now, the people who will help you with a problem or create a plan are called bridge builders. But I also have bridge buddies that are out in society. They're keeping an eye on making sure that you're treated correctly, and what they'll do is they'll either help you directly and let you know that you're doing a great job, even if someone else doesn't think so, or they may even step in to talk to the manager and just, or whomever it is who is causing you pain, and just say, I'm not sure that's the right way to respect the individual that you're working with right now. And they are out there to help you. They're also out there to take you out for a cup of peppermint mocha, just to get you out of the house, whatever your drink or food passion is, or to take you to the wonderful movies. And there's a great one coming out, which I'm looking forward to see. That's Wicked. And maybe you'd like to have a companion who would go out to the movies with you so you're not by yourself. Bridge buddies are who you would love me to connect you with so you can do just that. Let's get on to our topic. Abundantly Joyful Holidays is a way for you to de-stress this holiday season. I'm sure there are many years that you've just like, oh, I just can't take another holiday season. It's just far too stressful. And by January, I'm exhausted. I just want to spend all of January in bed because you're overwhelmed, you're sensitized by all the different lights, all the different smells, everything that's going on in our world today, which has kicked up several notches because it's the holiday season. There are more people about, there's more traffic to handle, whether or not you are the driver or the passenger. Yes, we are still affected if we're the passengers of the car. So here I am today, flying solo, as I say, to help you navigate the shopping aspect of the holidays. And yes, you can have fun with the holidays. You can have fun with shopping. I know I've found ways to do it. Now, there is one area where I have found that I've had to make the greatest change upon learning about my autism, and that's grocery shopping. How many of you find that grocery shopping is just way too much? For me, if I could have those tracks in the car wash where people have to push their carts down the track, I'd be in such a better place. I'd be so much happier going to the grocery store because then people can't take up half the aisle with their car diagonally placed while they're running up and down the aisle finding things. And yes, that's what we tend to find. How many of you also find that a cart is too much? You don't want the hassle of a cart. I find that it's kind of sad that some of the stores have taken away the hand baskets. It's because of COVID and all of that. And we're going to get into germs in a moment. But I used to find that a hand basket was my way of getting around the store quickly without having to push something that would get in other people's way. There are no traffic lights in a grocery store. And I wish there were sometimes, because how many times have you had a near collision? Well, let's get on with some of our tips here. The first thing I would like to say is if you can get yourself to learn the process of online shopping, where you can go into the app, whether it be Walmart, your local grocery store, Aldi's has an app as well. Some of these others, many of these others, I shouldn't say some, many other grocery stores have an online app where you can go through and pick out all the things you need. Remember that recipe and you can't remember what items you need? Well, now being at home, doing your online order, you can run to the kitchen and find out. There is no timing on it. There is no timing. Maybe 4 hours might be your timing, but I don't think it takes that long to get to your kitchen to find out a recipe ingredient that you might be forgetting. Maybe even do the order right in the kitchen so you're right there to do it. And you'll know what the ingredients are that you need for the holiday dish that you're planning on taking this year. So I highly recommend to check out your favorite one store or two stores. This time of year, we can't be guaranteed that one store will have all the supplies you need. Yes, you can do two stores. Figure out what your major store is where you want the majority of your groceries. Go through, figure out, put all of those into your basket, and then you'll actually know what the total is before you even get up to the cashier. That's my favorite part. It's nothing like going shopping and then realizing that, oh, I don't quite have that much with me. Well, no harm done if you're virtual shopping. Yeah, you might get some vendors out there that are like, oh, another virtual cart. But even then, it's easier for them to hit a button and erase it than it is to actually put that hamburger and turkey back in the actual food cases where the physical product belongs. So I highly recommend you going on, picking out your first major grocery store that you normally shop at. Put all the items into the cart. Now, you're not going to know what's out of stock completely. They will give you a list of what's out of stock at the moment. But I've even found that when I've gone on the day of to pick up the groceries I needed. Some items need a substitute, and you need to keep up to know. And they'll send you a text, or they'll send you your format of how you like to be responded to. Usually, it's a text. Please select these substitutions. Now, maybe there are two grocery stores where you need to go between because you like the stuffing at one, but you like the cranberry sauce brand at another. Or one store runs out of something and another store does have it. You want to try and do your orders pretty close together so you can pick up at the same time, but you'll also not want to do them simultaneously because you'll want to make sure that you don't have to add more items onto the second grocery store list because the first store didn't have them. So give yourself maybe a day leeway, or let's just say 4 hours leeway, to see if they come up with a substitution or if you need to add it to the other one. Worst case scenario, you can add your favorite ingredients that you need for a recipe to both grocery store lists. And then you just have an extra one. Don't go crazy buying 6 or 7, but if you buy one extra one, will that be so bad? If you don't use it at Thanksgiving, you might use it at Christmas. Okay, so the next thing is, as I say, we talked about relieving human traffic if you do your order online. Next thing is that with the increased number of people who are going to be in the grocery stores, they are looking for their ingredients for all their Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. You're relieving the number of germs if you're going to pick up your groceries outside of the store. Let them bring them out to you. And if you know that you do have to go in, maybe a store doesn't let you pre-order a turkey to pick up in your car, maybe you can take someone with you to go into the store for you to go get the turkey from the meat counter if they're holding it there and they won't let it be part of your pickup order, or you place the order at a different time. You may want to make sure that you always have a buddy, uh, even a grown child. One of your grown children could go in and get it if you really want to stay away from going into a packed store because it might cause a major panic attack. So don't go to the grocery store alone is probably the best way to put it. As they say, you'll know your total before you get to the cashier, and you won't have to wait in a long line only to realize that the grocery bill is a little higher than you expected. This way, you'll know your total before you get there, and you can virtually remove items from your virtual cart before you even hit the submit order button. And I love that part. It really keeps me honest, and it keeps me from that impulse shopping. And I like that if we're on a budget, knowing what our order is. Yeah, maybe we don't need the ice cream this week, or during the holidays, we are trying to watch what we eat, whatever the case may be. No judgment here, just a matter of the fact that you can virtually remove an item from your cart without having to run back 4 aisles and put it back on the shelf. Preserve your energy. That's a big thing. And I'm hoping that if you have any questions, you'll come to the Facebook page, the Aspie Bridge, and ask me. I'd be more than happy to help you with some of these shopping tips. Or if you'd like to add your own shopping tips, that's another thing. All you have to do is go to Shopping Can Be Fun on the Aspie Bridge Facebook group page and put in one of your own tips if you have one of those as well. Let's go to actual in-store shopping. Now, I don't know about you, but my daughters like to create a list of exactly what they want before you go shopping. So it's no longer a guessing game of what I can buy for them or anyone else on my list. But mainly it's nice to know that I'm buying what they want to buy. So go with a list of who you're shopping for and what items they're looking for, as well as the size that they're looking for. We don't want anyone to have returnitis. Returnitis is when you take your energy to buy an item only to find out a week after Christmas that they've returned it for the right size. So make sure you have the size that they're looking for. Now, if they make a mistake, that's not your problem. Maybe it's a little too big, it ran big, whatever the situation. But at least you have a list of the people you want to shop for before you even leave your house. The next thing, bring a support person, one of the bridge buddies that I was talking about. Maybe they have shopping to do on their own, and you can go and say, let's go have a cup of coffee, and then we'll go shopping together. Just having that extra person to ask questions of that are right there. That would be wonderful. Now, if you're shopping for a particular person, you don't want to bring them. You may have to make a separate trip to buy that particular person their gift. But if you go with a bridge buddy, doesn't matter. You can do all your shopping in one time. And they're not going to tell anyone in your family what you bought them because they're not inside your family. So that's a way to help you get through your shopping in one trip. Are you bothered by all the Christmas carols? Or are you bothered by hearing the same Christmas carols over and over again? Bring your headphones and make sure that they are charged up before you leave. Worst case, you go out to one store and then the charge runs out. So be sure to plan ahead and make sure that your headphones are fully charged before you go out the door. That way you can get all your shopping done and know that you're not going to be triggered by the sounds that are out there. The next one would be take breaks. I know many malls now are putting family rooms in their stores by their operations, by their human resources section of the store, where moms can go in and breastfeed or change diapers. There's no reason why you can't go there too. You don't have to stay in the thick of the crowds if you need to re-energize, to rejuvenate yourself. So ask someone at the mall, do you have a family room that I can go sit in for a little while, just to bring your emotions back into check? If you find that they don't have a family room, go ahead and go out of the mall for a little while. Go back to your car, read a book for about half an hour, regenerate, put on your own music or your own quiet or meditate, whatever it takes to bring you back. I don't know if you want to go home and make another trip back out to the mall again. We know what parking is like. And for me, if I only have to park once in a mall parking lot, that's one time more than I really want to, but I will do it for the love of my family. So have a book in the car or have whatever you need to relax yourself. If you can find a family room, have a little bit larger tote bag and whatever helps you. Now, that brings me to the next thing. If you don't like lines and a lot of people, try to stay out of the food court by bringing your own water and your own snack, granola bar, whatever, nuts, just to keep you energized. This will keep you, one, from spending your budget on food versus the gifts you want to buy. And it also allows you to eat when and where you want to instead of waiting in the lines at the food court for food and having the line take too long or be too difficult to handle. Bring your own snacks. Stay hydrated, stay such that you're not getting hangry. We don't want hangry Christmas shoppers, do we? So bring a couple of snacks that make you feel good. And the last thing I would like to say is go midweek, first thing in the morning. I find that many people are saving their vacation days for the days right around the holidays, which means that they're not going to go they're not as likely to go shopping on a Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. Those are prime times for you to go shopping. It means that you're not going to be in with the crowds of people. So if you did want to stop and get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea from one of the vendors, it would be an easier time for you to go. So these are just some of the tricks I have about actually going out to the stores, to the malls. I do like a mall because I don't have to get in my car, out of my car, in my car, out of my car every time I get to a different store. Now, then a mall can be one of two kinds of things, as you know. A mall classically is where all the vendor doors are on the inside hallways. But there is the shopping plaza, which may have all the stores you need, whereby you can kind of park halfway between your favorite stores so you don't have to get in and out of your car multiple times and find different parking spots. So keep that in mind. Are you someone who is triggered by parking or having to find a parking spot? In which case, again, maybe you can bring someone who can drop you off. Say, I'll come back and get you in about 45 minutes and take you to the next spot. There's no reason why you should have to Christmas shop by yourself. A little trick, buy them a favorite magazine or book. Then they'll be more than willing, if they don't want to go shopping with you, they'll be more than willing to sit in the car and you can just text them and say, I'm ready. Time to go to the next store, and they can pick you up right at the door. Remember your umbrella. It still does rain at this time of year in many of the states. So you don't want to get out with all your bags of groceries and or Christmas gifts and have them get all wet because you forgot your umbrella in the car. So have that tote bag, put your umbrella into it. And remember to have that ready when you go out of the store so that you're not getting your precious gifts all wet, not to mention you. Now, here's my favorite one, online shopping. I became a cyber shopper as soon as I think they invented cyber shopping, from the standpoint of I did not like to park or even drive in crowded parking lots. There's always that person who scoots through both parking spots and they scare you because you don't realize they're coming straight through a parking spot. So online shopping can be done in your pajamas with your coffee in hand at 6 o'clock in the morning. What a great time to shop. Nobody is around you. Probably no one's awake if you're buying for them in your house. That's the other thing. Don't tell them. Shh. Don't tell them you're shopping for them, or shop for them first before they get out of bed. That way you're all set. I love that idea. Cyber Monday is my favorite time. But if you're like me and you get a lot of texts from different promoters or emails, write down the codes of special deals they're having. Many of them will have a free shipping if you spend $45 or more. Others will say this item is on sale, but only through X date. So kind of keep a notebook available of different codes for shipping free and for a special item that someone may want. That way, when you sit down on Cyber Monday, you just go right down the list. You're not trying to find one store after another. That brings me to my next point. I know there are a lot of scams out there. Try to shop at the stores that you normally would shop at physically, such as if you normally like to go to Dick's Sporting Goods for your favorite sports person, that's a safe one. Harry's Sporting Goods may not feel as comfortable to you because if you haven't shopped there in the past, you're going to have a hard time knowing whether or not your items are going to come. And there's nothing worse than being Christmas Eve night wondering where that tennis racket is that you bought for your daughter because Harry's didn't get the order, or Harry's is not even a real store. So try and shop the stores that you're most familiar with. Then they're going to have a reputation to uphold to make sure those gifts are going to come to you in due time. There's a reason why there's Cyber Monday right after Thanksgiving. While I don't like the idea of crowding Thanksgiving with holiday shopping, there is a peace of mind that goes with it, which means that you have usually 25 days that you can have the item show up on time. That brings me to my next item. First of all, know the return policy on an item. Let's say you found out that you bought your daughter a tennis racket and your husband brought the same tennis racket, but you forgot to communicate that. Know what the policy is before you place the submit order button. And if it's not for him, you can communicate. Make sure you have your communication or go over the list together. This is what I'm buying each of these people. That way, someone in the family doesn't buy the same item. But worst case scenario, know the return policy. If it says a shelving fee, you really want to make sure nobody else is buying that item because it's going to cost you more money to return the item than it may be worth, or even up to 50% of the value of the item to reshelf it. So know your policy your return policy. Also, write down the confirmation, and if they have a tracking service, sign up for the tracking service. There's no harm to your phone if you sign up for tracking. There's even an app called Shop on many phones that will help you. So you don't even have to go to your email. You can go to the shop and it will tell you when each item is going to arrive. I find that very helpful for me. Again, it's just called Shop, SHOP. And you can track your items from there, and it will track from many, many stores of when your item is going to arrive. I love that. Amazon is also very good at making sure that they let you know when the item is going to arrive. And while many people may not like Amazon for the general time of the year, this may not be the bad time to use Amazon to get all of your items in one bulk time. And many times you can even go about getting them with a coupon, because Amazon has many different coupons I've noticed recently. Or you can have one shipping all together. I know at times Amazon says if you pass the $35 mark, then all of your items are shipped for free. Now, one thing I do want you to know is when you get to that final page of Amazon, there are going to be 3 offers for delivery. Always, unless you're at the 20th of December, always look through your options to pick that free delivery opportunity. And you don't always have to have Prime to get that free delivery if you pass a certain dollar amount. So you don't have to necessarily feel like you have to sign up for Prime. But when you get to that view cart, it will show you all the different options of delivery, and you can pick the free shipping. Do whatever you can to get the best shipping. I find that that's where my bill can almost double if I'm not careful about how I have the shipping to me. That brings me to my next point. Are you traveling somewhere for Christmas where you would have to put gifts into your suitcase? Take a precious clothing cargo. What I've done is I go up to see my girls in New England and I send all the gifts up there. And I will put one person in charge. Maybe I don't shop for that person at that time. I shop on a different time. I will send all my gifts to Rhode Island. And then what they will do is one person who doesn't have their gift as part of that order will make sure everything has arrived, and they will put it into a camouflage box, or they'll keep the box themselves, and they'll be the person who takes care of it until you arrive. Once you arrive, you can wrap the gifts. No one knows the better. So don't worry about ever trying to pack gifts if you're traveling on any form of public transportation. And I also want you to know that you're not allowed to pre-wrap gifts that you put into your suitcase. The TSA will open up the presents, and the last thing you want is to have half ripped open boxes and gifts, because the TSA need to know what was in there. So, one, try to have your gifts delivered to the location where you're going to spend the holidays. And two, don't wrap them if you do take something. Maybe something is a little bit more valuable and it's only that big. Go ahead and put that in your suitcase if it's more valuable. Just don't wrap it. So these are just some clues on what you can do. Let me see. Try to shop with free shipping codes. I was talking about that. Now, let's move on to the last one. I don't know about your area where you live, but there are so many craft fairs that take place. So if you don't have people that are looking for specific items, that they like your choices, they've never complained about your choices of their gifts, and they just like to have the token of love, they're not specific. Craft fairs are some of the most wonderful ways that you can buy gifts and enjoy the season at your pace. I love that. That's really a nice way of saying, I thought of you, and so I wanted to buy this. Craft fairs. There are also a lot of us who are crafters, and we can buy from each other. So if you are a crafter, go in and put your pictures into the Aspie Bridge, and you never know who will approach you to buy your items that you're selling. So feel free to go to the Aspie Bridge Facebook group page and say, "Hi, I sell pottery. I thought you might be interested if you're looking for a gift." And then just put one picture of your best work. You don't have to put all the pictures. Just pick your favorite item and put that as a showcase piece. If people want to know what else you make, they can ask you. But if we can support each other with our gifts, what a great way to make some money and use that money to buy other Christmas gifts so we can shop from each other. Um, Experience vouchers. Have you ever thought about maybe someone has just everything? What about buying them a voucher for a restaurant? An Irish restaurant if they love Irish food, or a Chinese restaurant. Buy a gift certificate. Restaurants.com and Living Social are two places that offer restaurant or other experience coupons that you can buy to wrap up in a little scroll with a little ribbon on it and put it into a stocking, or just hand it to the person. And that gives them an experience too that they can enjoy. It doesn't have to be something that they can put up on a mantle. It can be an experience they love. Maybe you have teen nephews and nieces that love the escape room or top golf or roller skating or whatever you want to, whatever their interest is. Maybe you can give them a movie ticket to go to a favorite movie if they love movies. You don't have to buy a gift. You can buy an experience. And there's always gift cards. If someone is a return-itis kind of person, where no matter what you buy, they're always in line to return it, gift cards, which is what I often do for my family, because they love being able to pick out their own items, that works for them. One idea I came up with this year or last year that my older daughter, absolutely loved, she and her fiance go to different places and they love Airbnb points. So I bought them an Airbnb card last year and they loved it. This way they get to go where they want to go and use an Airbnb gift card to put toward their reservation. They loved it. So that's another idea. There's always hotel and flight. Southwest has gift cards. So if you want to give them an opportunity to go get away for a little while, those are great ideas. So the last thing I would like to share with you for today, for shopping. Let's say that you have other autistic friends, and we all know that the holidays are going to be crazy. Give them a coupon to go out to a restaurant together. Give them a coupon to go pick out something special after the holidays are over. Go to Canva if you know how to use Canva, or just go to your regular writing and create a colorful gift certificate that says, or coupon, I should call it, and say, this entitles you to this at a time of your choosing. Love me. Well, obviously you put in your own name, but I think that just having the time spent together, this is also great for even young children, nieces and nephews or grandchildren that you really don't know what they like, or you feel they have one too many toys. Give them an experience with grandma. This entitles you to one ice cream at Baskin Robbins. And I am sure that that experience will be just as valuable to them as a gift from grandma or a gift from auntie. So I want to say thank you for coming today. I hope these tips help serve you well. And I hope that you will find that shopping can be fun if you follow these tips. Now, next week, I have a returning guest. Amaya Rodriguez is coming back, and we're going to talk about the traveling that goes along with Abundant Joyful Holidays. Some of you may be jumping on a train or a plane or even a bus to get to where you want to be because you're not drivers or you're not long distance drivers. And Amaya will help me to help you navigate how to have a flow to traveling without any stress, because just like the grocery stores, some of these different train stations and airports are going to have an X amount of people as well. So knowing when you should leave your house in order to have time to park your car or drop off a pet or whatever, knowing when to leave your house, how much time to expect, what you need to do at the TSA counter. These are all ways that I can help you and Amaya can help you to have a stress-free journey to wherever you're going for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Well, Thanksgiving will be a couple of days away, but Christmas even more. So I would like to say thank you for coming today, and I hope you find that shopping is a brand new experience for you. Have a great day.